Hello, 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 late night people. How are you doing? Yeah, I got a good one for you tonight. I don't know if many of you remember the story of the Mckamey Manor. Um, and if you know who Reckless Ben is and Danny Burke, they're the ones that took down Mckamey Manor. If you don't know the story, I'm going to read you a little excerpt here, a quick rundown of what Mckamey Manor is and who Reckless Ben and Danny Burke are. You can go over to their channels, and they have a whole series of videos of what they did. So they took down the owner, Russ Mckamey. He's an extremist, in my words. I'm not a good person. Anyways, Mckamey Manor is or was a haunted house, and it was a pretty much like a survival horror style, extreme, like mass extreme haunted house. Russ Mckamey, he started off in San Diego. And in 2017, he relocated it to Tennessee. And a separate location was opened in Huntsville, Alabama, in that same year of 17. And it wasn't just like a October Halloweenish type of haunted house. He operated it all throughout the year, offering visitor tours. And I mean, we're talking extreme conditions, and it could last up to 8 hours. Like I said, you can go over to Reckless Ben's YouTube channel, and he's got some videos on there of how it all went down. Between Reckless Ben and Danny Burke, they're real fun guys to watch. They kind of do investigative, not journalism, but kind of look into different things, like cults, and they literally make their way into these places undercover, and they expose these people. And that's what happened with Mckamey Manor. And they literally took down Russ Mckamey, the owner. Before we get into it, a little disclaimer, these are my thoughts, my opinions only. You do your own research, and of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. So a little rundown here of how it went down at this extreme haunted house. It says to participate, guests must sign a liability waiver that includes explicit details of how the attendee may be subjected to various forms of physical and psychological torture. In its early years, guests were not permitted to leave the experience without the staff's permission. But since then, safe words have been implemented, granting the guests to leave at any time if they so wish. Mckamey Manor has attracted significant controversy, criticism, and media scrutiny. In July of 2024, its owner, Russ Mckamey, was arrested on charges of attempted second-degree M-word, R-word, and domestic A-word. Okay. The tour would last from 8 to 10 hours, but no guest has ever reached the end. Mckamey originally did not allow safe words for the tour, but has since changed his rule, allowing guests to have the option of ending the tour immediately. The house operates year-round, and there is reportedly a waiting list of over 24,000 people. The newest itineration of the tour, a 10-hour experience called Desolation offers a prize of $20,000. For successful completion, Mckamey deducts $500 from the prize for every failed challenge or use of profanity. During the tour, employees of the manor may physically A-word the patrons, waterboard them, force them to eat and drink unknown substances, have them bound and gagged, and engage in other forms of physical and psychological torture. Participants may also be DRUGGED during their experience. Journalist Tara West has reported that in the communities where the tour is staged, residents question how it remains legal, even with waivers. A volunteer guide testified that the 40-page waiver, listen to that, guys, 40-page waiver signed by participants listed such possible risks of having teeth extracted, being tattooed, and having fingernails removed. So yeah, this, like I said, is a pretty extreme experience, needless to say. But so as you can see, the one on the right of the screen there, this is Russ Mckamey over here. And then on the left, the far left, that's Reckless Ben, and the one in the middle, that's Danny Burke. And Danny Burke and Reckless Ben, like I said, they're the ones that did their investigating of it. Pretty much went in undercover, went through some of these extreme physical and mental, psychological torture tactics for this supposed attraction, which, I mean, I don't think anything fun should end with being tortured or mentally messed with, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But I have a video. Danny Burke just came out, I think yesterday, with an update. And we're going to take a look at that update. Let me get into it here. All right. And hit that subscribe, like, and share, comment, do all that stuff. Trying to get this up and going. It helps with the algorithm to get it out there. But yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So let's watch what Danny Burke and Reckless Ben have to say about what's the latest and greatest, what's going on with Russ Mckamey at Mckamey Manor.
Before this video starts, I just want to say this video is for educational, documentary purposes and is allowed on YouTube. I do not support Russ Mckamey and Mckamey Manor and these disgusting actions that he is doing. And the purpose of this video is to prevent future victims. Russ Mckamey is going to prison, and I have the insider information that is going to take him down. But let's get into the video. Well, we're back. I'm back with YouTuber Reckless Ben.
Big news on Mckamey Manor. Russ Mckamey, the owner of the world's scariest haunted house in the world,
got arrested for 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of rape. We got a hold of Russ's ex-girlfriend that he did all this abuse to and why he has these charges. We also got a lot of information from our friends Chris, Brandon, in Boston. Horror Road Trip on YouTube. Chris used to be Russ's best friend, then turned on him because he realized he's a horrible person. Brandon went through Mckamey Manor. He got scammed and been trying to take down Russ ever since. Boston. She got so close with Russ's ex-girlfriend and talking to her throughout the whole relationship. There's no no way that anyone else has more information than these three people. And it's about to get intense, but the truth needs to get out there so he doesn't hurt anyone else. And so let's get into it, dude.
Let's get into it.
He got arrested. Originally, the charges were domestic violence, which then were upped after they started doing an investigation to 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder and 1 count of rape.
So Shay is Russ's girlfriend that is very young.
She's 40 years younger than him.
So how old's Russ?
65.
65.
And she's like
25.
She's 25.
Is it appropriate? Probably not.
The relationship builds very quickly. It goes quick.
Yeah.
It goes from them meeting for the first time in March to her moving in, 2 months later?
We're both very traumatized. So he was the first person that I'd met that understood the trauma stuff, which made me really attached to him very quickly.
Some traumatic things happened to him when he was a kid, and that trauma's lived with him pretty much his whole life. And now he's an old man still with that trauma.
Between the time before she moved in with him, we talked a lot. Like a real friendship bloomed. We were talking daily throughout the day. Once she moved in with him, that line of communication almost halted unless Russ was in the store or Russ was asleep. And so we saw the control happening.
This is important to know. It wasn't a secret to Russ that we were talking to her. He had basically told her, get close with them and get me information. He literally cut her off from all of her friends, from where she came from, all these people. So we became the only people she could talk to because.
So if you're dating somebody and they want you to not talk to friends, family, whatever, what would you call somebody like that? I know what I would call somebody like that. Anyway.
Russ had told her, continue a relationship with them so you can feed me information. The problem was she didn't end up feeding him anything. Instead, used us as a safety net for when she was scared.
Shouldn't have fucking anything to do with them unless you're going after them. You shouldn't be doing shit. You shouldn't be socializing with them. How fucking scummy is that you are even having any kind of conversation with those dirt fucking bags?
Oh my God. I can't with this guy.
These fucking dirt bags. That's why I'm pissed.
That was a secret audio clip that Shay recorded when she was scared. Why is this important? Because it shows how Russ talks to her. And narcissists will never take accountability for anything, and they always...
Bingo. Bingo. There's that word. Didn't come from my mouth.
Want to be in control. And so when they're not in control, that's when they get angry.
When did it start getting where you kind of started feeling unsafe?
The first time I kind of felt really nervous. We had gotten in an argument and he doesn't like me to lock myself in the room, but that's the only way I can really have space. But he started saying that he was going to knock the door down if I locked it again. So I went to the car to spend some time alone, and he came out and yelled at me to get out of the car. And I said no. So he hit me with a flashlight and then said he was going to drag me out of the car. And I said, no, you're not. And then he dragged me out of the car. So that was the first time I was like, whoa. So that immediately made me feel very nervous.
If you're upset about something, you could talk to someone in a mature manner, not hit them with a flashlight. That's just straight abuse.
I mean, every single girlfriend that Russ has comes out and says the same thing. He's dangerous. I mean, we exposed this in our series, and we're like, hey, don't keep dating this guy. And I guess girls still want to date him.
Before she even moved in, she started saying a lot of red flags, having received bruises, from back in trans world when they first met. There were marks all over me. There were a few times where I would be not wanting to be near him, and he would grab my wrists and not let me go and stuff like that. Those few times where I went too far, it went too far. Is that normal? I shared with her some of the stories from his other exes that are out there in the public.
He has a weapon and he threatened violence against me. He said that he saw himself shooting me with his gun. This man is very dangerous. He would tell me his fantasies that he has with kids, with children. He's a passive pedophile.
And said, is this really something you want to get into?
Okay. Little disclaimer out there. This is for entertainment purposes only, and do your own research. Again, I'm stating it just because. But on another note, for anybody who is out there in an abusive relationship, it's not okay. I've been there. I've been through it. Law enforcement was involved finally after years, and telling myself, stay in the relationship for the kids, telling myself I can do better. Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about them, and it is not okay. Get away. And if you don't feel safe getting away on your own, talk to somebody. Like for me, I got a hold of my local domestic violence center. I had an advocate. They were wonderful. You can, talk to family. I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what I did, and it helped. It helped a lot. Um, Abuse in any which way, shape, or form is not okay. Even verbal. You know what? Bones will heal. Emotional, mental, that'll stick with you. That will stick with you. And I hope nobody out there has to go through it. But anyways, all right, let's get back to the video.
Think if you would get bruises, that's just like, yeah, I'm out. I wouldn't move in with some guy that's giving me bruises. And then how does this lead up to where he ends up attempting to murder her?
When she moved down there, she would just out of the blue start sending us clips.
Secret audio clips of like Russ speaking to her very aggressively.
Yeah, and it wasn't one. It wasn't even a handful. I mean, we're talking hundreds probably.
I mean, you'd see 20, 25, and then the next day there'd be another.
Didn't make a giant post.
You fucking put it on your reel.
I told you I did.
That is the most disrespectful, sick, disgusting thing.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, so this is the owner of Mckamey Manor, the extreme haunted house, okay? Now, if you were going through the so-called haunted house that he had created, and he was in charge of it, you had him above you yelling and screaming and doing whatever, just because it was a haunted house, would you feel safe? Seriously? This is what he was doing to other people. Right here, what he's doing to his girlfriend at the time.
You could have done to me.
Wishing him a happy birthday?
Dude, because she wished Chris a happy birthday. That's how Russ talks to her.
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious that Russ is incapable of doing that. Like, if you just ask one wrong question, he blows up on you. It doesn't justify it, but that's just how he is, It's just, that's why don't go to his haunted house, That's why no one's been since we went through, And it's like, this guy is a bad dude,
So the second time things started to escalate, we started getting messages, and she's asking us for help.
He did something to her, and the cops came out.
She had disclosed to you that she had passed out without consent and then sent photos from back in trans world.
She said that she was choked on the front porch.
He choked me on the porch.
Until she passed out and came to and had a seizure.
I hit the grill and was vibrating on the ground. I felt weird for a few days. That happened to me like 5 different times. Sometimes I had a seizure, sometimes I didn't.
And it's only from the choking too.
Yeah, it was scary. I'd never had that before. Very scary because your body's like out of control. Like you can't stop from vibrating and moving, and it's like it's horrifying.
She just said that she got a seizure 5 different times from Russ choking her.
Yeah, that's really bad. Like one part, it's like nothing new. It's like everyone knew that he was like this, But then the other part is like, that still just like sucks. That's like why is this still happening? Like why hasn't like law enforcement stepped in yet? Like why is he still doing this, And
I went and took a ton of screenshots of everything that she sent. I messaged the DA and I messaged the sheriff's office, and then I called the cops.
They didn't take her, separate her from him. No one's helping.
So even though she was choked out, the cop didn't do anything?
No.
So the cops aren't doing anything.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, this is kind of why I finished my last episode a long time ago. It's because like we did all we can do. The awareness is out there. There's an official investigation on him.
And let's go to this breaking news alert right now. The Tennessee Attorney General raising serious concerns about an infamous haunted house attraction.
Tennessee's Attorney General is investigating McKamey Manor, Manor.
Nothing seems to be happening. I guess just keep talking about it maybe. I don't know what the answer is. I think about that a lot.
So then the final time, earlier in the night, they're once again arguing. They're still fighting like they had.
She'd often talk to us when she was locked in the bedroom. He'd stay out in the living room and she'd like lock herself in there for her protection and go to sleep often when they were fighting.
We were having a fight again. So I just locked myself in my room as usual and just tried to tough it out. He kept coming to the door, trying to get me to open the door and talk, and I didn't want to because I knew it always ends the same. But then he came to the door, and at the time I was talking to Boston.
We were talking for hours, and at one point she goes, he's right outside the door. You know, everything got quiet, the TV went off, and he's outside. And I was like, I'm here, you're okay. You know, just the door's locked. And then the next thing I get is a voice clip, a recording that she took of him banging on the door and telling her to let him in very aggressively.
Leave me alone.
Open the door.
Leave me alone.
Stop locking me out unless you think I'm this monster or something. Stop locking me out.
You already said enough.
Stop getting all discombobulated in your brain. Maybe your trauma is putting you in a whole different place.
You see how he just said maybe your trauma is putting you in a different place? See, that's manipulation. He did something wrong and he flips the switch and puts it on her. Maybe your trauma has put you in a different place. That's like straight what a narcissist does.
He is a narcissist. He has immense issues with manipulation and he can be evil.
And he's also said, stop getting discombobulated in your brain, also making it seem like it's her fault. Her brain's messed up. Like it's this tactic to take everything from him back onto her and making her the problem, that she's getting messed up in her brain. He didn't do anything wrong.
This isn't the first time. That's what's so sad about this is we've gotten other clips like that where he's banging. But normally she'll immediately message back, maybe a minute or two later, I'm fine.
I like shut down my phone because I didn't want him to get mad that I was talking to her. He came in, we talked about it. To me, it wasn't really resolved, and to him, it was, I guess. It was basically just suck it up. So to me, it wasn't resolved. To him, it was. And he's very used.
So this girlfriend he had, she literally lived through this extreme haunted house condition with him. Because this is the type of stuff he would do to his customers. That's why there was a 40-page waiver. He's thinking that it would protect him from being, charged with anything. And it's scary. It's so scary. But anyways, we'll get back into it.
To after we have a fight, we do makeup stuff. So he asked me if he touched me, and I said no. And he just kind of said, what if just a little? And then he like put my hands up and like restrained them and kept touching me. He like choked me until I passed out. I woke up having a seizure, which has happened a few times when we've done it.
The choking was something that would happen often.
We're into a lot of stuff, so we like experiment with different things. And
sometimes she would say, oh, it's just like a playful fun thing, but then it would be well, I didn't consent to that, and I passed out and I'm having seizures. I mean, this was like an ongoing thing.
And this man is ridiculously dangerous. He needs to be locked up forever, in my opinion.
Nothing like led up to it. It wasn't like what we normally did.
To sum that up, they would have kinky sex and choking would be involved, but sometimes she did not consent and he still choked her until she passed out and had a seizure.
Yeah, that's really, really, really bad.
That's straight rape. That is disgusting.
Like anyone that does that goes to prison.
If you're doing like something in a sexual way, there's usually like foreplay involved and you know what you're getting into, and it's like a mutual thing. So you're saying he just blatant out just did it.
Yeah. It like really hit me later on. I was like, why did he do that?
I personally think like he's getting off from choking her. Even though she said no, he's like, I get off on this so much, I'm not caring. And he just does it.
I agree with that. I think he's so used to McKamey Manor where he like chokes people or begging to stop, and he does it anyway. I think that's what he likes, is them begging to stop and him doing it.
There's no quitting, Chris. Please.
Beg and plead for it. And he always gets away with it in McKamey Manor until like we came along, I guess. But I think he's just so used to getting away with it that he's like, now that we took his haunted house away from him, and this is something we were worried about. If we shut down McKamey Manor, he's just going to continue McKamey Manor, but do it with like his girlfriends, And we ended McKamey Manor. No one's gone through since we've been through. We bought McKamey Manor LLC. No way.
So they've got an LLC saying they own McKamey Manor.
But McKamey Manor didn't end. It's just switched to his girlfriend now. And it doesn't make it right. It just makes it super sad. It's like we did everything we could do. Did it even do anything? I don't know. It's like he's still just like hurting people.
But before all that, she was messaging Boston. She usually gets a reply back, maybe like 5 minutes later, no reply. So then
15, 20 minutes go by and she's not responding to me. At the 30-minute mark, I was terrified because it was very unlike her. I called the police, assuming it was going to be the same thing that happened the other times that they had come. I had told Shay the police were on their way because I heard from her right when I hung up from the cops. So then I don't hear from her for a while, and then I get a message, you guys, I think he's going to jail. So that's how they're trying to get him on attempted murders, because he choked me and I passed out.
So because of Boston, Brandon, and Chris, that's how he got attempted murder, because they called the police, and the police wouldn't have been called because she was passed out. There's no cops. They made this happen, and because of that, Russ can be actually stopped from putting it.
Bravo. Bravo to everyone involved in getting this man behind bars. Bravo.
His hands onto anyone else.
Shortly after that, I get another call from her, and she basically says everything that happened. She said she gave a statement to the police.
I was bruised. I had markings and stuff. Like, they had proof I was unconscious because they checked my eyes, something about the veins or something.
At one point, she said, this is when it hit home, and I realized something terrible had happened. She said, thank you for saving my life.
Shay was like, thank you for saving my life, because if it wasn't for Boston calling the cops, maybe Russ would have kept doing this to her.
So if the cops didn't come,
she probably would be too scared to call the cops because she doesn't want to get hurt again. But like choking someone till they pass out, and definitely without consent, like that's just your own sick pleasure. Like that's not a pleasure with a couple because the other person's not consenting. He's doing the McKamey Manor on her.
Like I've said no before too, and he just kept going because he was trying to make up and stuff, and I was saying like, hey, I actually don't want to right now.
He's done stuff without consent more than like a couple times.
It happened a few times before, and like when I told him like, hey, when this happened, it made me feel like this, but I think in his mind, like the argument's not resolved unless we make up and do stuff. I stopped saying no after a while because it just continued anyway, and then he choked me like twice, and then I didn't pass out from those, but then the last time I passed out. So that's how they're trying to get him on attempted murders, because he choked me and I passed out.
So narcissists, they need to be in control. So when you're in an argument and that person is going against you and you're the narcissist, basically nothing's resolved unless he gets what he wants. She's even saying that she stopped saying no because it kept going on anyways. That just sounds like a very scared girl.
I think he's just doing McKamey Manor on her. There's no safe word. Once you go into this relationship with me, I can do whatever I want to you. You just have to take it.
2 counts of second-degree attempted murder and rape.
So he chokes her out, she has a seizure, and then he basically takes his advantage of her when she's passed out, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Ben, you know how she was talking about how they have kinky sex and then the choking happens often, but then she stopped consenting to that, but he kept doing it anyways. So Russ was trying to think of a loophole. How can I choke this girl and get away with it? And this is what he tried to do.
What he wanted me to do was make a video saying that if I died or something, that it was all consensual, we're just really kinky and it went wrong, and we're both very happy and nothing weird happened. We just took it too far, probably.
Oh shit, so he actually had a contract. That's crazy.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things you
Oh, you didn't make the video.
No, but he wanted me to, and he kept saying, you need to make that video. You need to make that video. And I never did, because I was like, oh no, because then I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, what's stopping you from after I make that video just killing me? Because I'm saying on video that no matter what, you definitely didn't kill me.
That's Russ trying to make a loophole out of this sick kink he's got, but she didn't do it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good thing she didn't do it. So you can't consent to murder though. So what stops is that you can't consent to murder, but it is just like creepy that he like told her to do that though, you know, but it does just give you like a weirder vibe about Russ for sure.
She would tell us some details that were pretty disturbing of him saying like he thinks about ending her life and burying her in the backyard.
He said that during our fight, he had the intrusive thought that he wanted to like kill me and bury me in the yard, like shoot me.
He would say that they were intrusive thoughts that he was having, that they don't mean anything. They're just in his head, but he has to say them out loud, that he thinks about murdering her, burying her in the backyard.
In the back of my head, I was like, I don't know. Because to say that after someone says they're going to leave kind of just felt threatening.
This is why it's like so sad, because like he's just mentally sick. He just needs to get help or go to jail, or he should not be like in the free world being able to date women. You know, like that's just obvious.
He should not be around women in an intimate way because he doesn't know how to treat women.
I was trying to explain to Shay that narcissists will never take accountability. They won't get help because they don't think they did anything wrong.
So, how do you all feel about this? It's pretty sick, in my opinion. It's hard to watch, but like I said, go into Reckless Ben's YouTube channel and he will have a series of videos of everything that they went and investigated on, and they actually bought or got a LLC and purchased the rights to McKamey Manor, and which they kind of did it through a loophole, and it was all legal. And Russ McKamey sure wasn't happy about it, but like Reckless Ben and Danny Burke were saying, Russ McKamey never had anybody else at his supposedly extreme haunted house, but he ended up doing all these things to his girlfriend, and now Russ is in jail. So that's where he needs to be and where he needs to stay.
Never get help. If he was going to get help, he would have done it by now. It's always everyone else's fault.
Let's just say hypothetically, he doesn't go to jail. He's going to get a new girlfriend and do the same thing.
The next girl will be like, I'm special. Russ just didn't like his other girlfriends, but they like me.
That's how narcissism works. They're masterminds at manipulation and gaslighting and never taking accountability. When has Russ ever taken accountability?
Never.
Was that the only time he said he wanted to like kill you?
No, before we even met, we would be talk, and he would say stuff about wanting to kill me or wanting to kill me and bring me back to life or stuff like that.
I need you to open the door. I'm hurting right now. Please open the door.
What do you want?
Open the door. Don't make me into a monster. I didn't do anything.
You're saying that's okay.
In my case, it doesn't mean anything. Stop making me into a monster. It's my fucking PTSD and shit and curiosity, and it's happened a couple of times. Quit turning me into a monster.
Oh my gosh. So he's trying to be the victim now, stating PTSD, and he does this because of this. He does it because of that. No, it is never okay to be put through something like this. And again, I'm going to say that if you are in a situation, you talk to somebody, talk to family, talk to friends. There are people out there that actually care, and anything can happen. Anything can happen. Whether it's an accident or not, these type of people, they can snap in a heartbeat, and nobody should have to go through that, especially, I don't even know what to say. It's hard for me to talk about, I've been out of it for about 13 years now, but it still gets me. It still bothers me. And I still have to talk, to people about it. I have to get things off my chest, and don't keep it bottled up inside, because it'll just eat you up even more after you get out of the situation. You have to heal. But nobody can tell you how to heal. When you are healing, you will know what is right for you. But anyways, okay, we'll get back into it.
Intrusive thoughts have zero to do with PTSD. Those are my thoughts, and that really irritates me when he says that.
His get out card is like, oh, these are just intrusive thoughts. I don't mean them. But if you're having actual thoughts like that, like there's something wrong with you.
What's the solution to that, though? Does he go to jail? Does he go to the hospital? Does he go to prison? Is he under house arrest for the rest of his life? Is he kicked off social media?
So is he out of jail now, or what's the next step for Russ?
He went to jail, $100,000 bond. one, he bonded out at 10 grand with a GPS anklet and had to surrender firearms and also a personal protection order that he could not come into contact with Shay until the trial.
This is going to trial?
This is attempted murder and rape.
He could plead, plead guilty and then have no trial, but...
So he's basically just got to wait till his court date. He's out, probably back at his house with an ankle bracelet on.
Mm-hmm.
So he's screwed.
So then we find out some really creepy, disgusting, sick things that Russ is also doing.
Didn't you guys say she caught him talking about kids, thinking kids are attractive and stuff?
Yes.
So we went to see the movie, and I think the actress is between 13 and 15. So we got home after, and we were doing stuff. And he said when I was hearing you moan and all of that, that I was thinking that it was that girl, and that it was her I was touching. And
He was imagining you were the 13-year-old girl when you were doing it?
yeah, that made me feel really, really gross after. He didn't tell me as it was going on. He waited until after.
We have a voice clip of him arguing with her about him being attracted to kids and justifying it and gaslighting her about and saying that.
You're doing insane things. Open the door.
Okay, I'm going to say this right here, right now. If you see something, say something. Protect your kids. Always. Always protect your kids. Your kids come first, no matter if it's family, friends, neighbors, whatever. Protect your kids. Point blank.
I'm not doing anything.
Open the door. The kind of things you're saying, that is sick. This is what you think. This is what you think about me. These are the fears you have about if your kid got hurt around me or something. What? What are you saying? Open the door.
He said the word attractive and then tried to pull it back by saying that that's not the word he meant to use, that he was saying they're pretty. Either way, I still don't think in the context of what the situation is, any of those words are really appropriate to use.
Like, I remember this one fight. We had a huge argument because I disagreed with something he said about kids, and that was very upsetting to him.
Do you think I'm a good person, honey? You think I'm some kind of weirdo and sicko going after kids? Do you think that? Stop planting some kind of seed in my brain. I'm a good guy. I protect kids. Is me coming across a profile, looks at a kid when they got older, they go, they're attractive now. No, it doesn't mean nothing. You know what I say? I say, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they turned out pretty, didn't they? So what? I saw your son. He's a handsome guy.
Oh my God, I can't with this guy. What in the actual, oh my God.
Thank you. So what? It doesn't mean nothing. Can I stay there for a second? Can you move? Get up. You're getting up right now. You might miss Brandon and Chris. You go live and talk to them some more.
So you can yell at me again.
Well, someone needs to yell at you about it. Come on, get your brain normal. Get your brain okay.
So he goes, get your brain normal, get your brain okay. Like I told you, narcissists, they'll put it back on you and make you the problem. What she's thinking is wrong and he's always right. That's what he's trying to do, but it's not working right now.
I'd be a different parent.
Okay, fine. You be a different parent. That's fine.
Not good.
That's not good. Thinking that kids came across their profile and looked at, oh, they're really pretty, and thank you. Or they're really ugly, so what? Oh, I knew when they were little and they were so cute, and they're not so cute now. I'm curious. Not checking it. I just found their stuff and look, oh my goodness. No, they didn't turn out so hot. Doesn't mean anything.
You did check though.
I checked because I just came across their profile. So what? I was curious. Are they ugly or are they pretty? So what? Kids are little and then they come across them. No, it doesn't mean nothing. And then they come across their picture and they're curious if they're attractive. So what? There's nothing devious about it. Stop.
Someone did that with my niece.
If your niece was cute when she was little and then somebody, saw pictures of her when she was not tracking her down, just saw the family and they were curious, oh, how'd she turn out? Ugly, pretty? So what?
Someone thought my 2 or 3 year old niece was attractive and checked.
Cute, very cute. Okay, very cute little kid, yeah.
But she is. She's adorable.
Okay.
And then checked to see if she was cute later down the line.
We're not talking about that. It doesn't matter.
So you checked both kids.
They were there. I knew them all.
How old was the other kid? I'm gonna guess like 10, 12, younger?
8 or 9 or something. So what? Came across and I was just curious. What do they look like now?
Because she was an attractive kid.
So what?
She goes, because it was an attractive kid. And he goes, so what? But like that can also be his cop out, his like get out card. Like, oh, I just think this, but I'm not actually going to do it. That's his way of trying to justify it, even though there's no way of justifying that ever.
There's a difference between cute and attractive.
All
kids are cute. There's a difference between attractive.
Oh yeah, that word attractive like freaks you out.
Because attractive means you're attracted.
Okay.
That's what that means.
No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that to me. So forget that word. Is that the problem? The fucking word? Because attractive to me doesn't mean that. So let me change the word. They were cute. They were pretty.
At the end of the day, he's just like a predator, and it's like he just shouldn't be a free person in society.
Take out the word attractive. Got it?
So he's losing this argument right now. He's just trying to justify everything. It's not working. And he just starts getting angry.
That word is banned because it means something different to you.
Means the definition.
Okay, well, you're a definition of an idiot.
So he goes from that to now putting his hands on her.
I need you to get off right now. No, get up. Get up. Get up. I don't care. Get up. Get up right now. Tired of this bullshit with you. Get the fuck up. Get up. Get up right now.
You hear like slapping and like you can tell he's like grabbing her like aggressively and trying to get her up. Again, like that is not a healthy relationship.
It's really hard to help someone through it when they won't. You can't say anything without them like flipping out.
See, because narcissists will never take accountability. She's like, it's hard to help someone when you say something and they just start flipping out. If you call it a narcissist, they're going to lie to you or justify it, but just not take accountability. So she's saying it's really hard to help someone that's like that.
So we were at the car wash and I was purposely like trying to get him to look at me. And when we got back in the car, I said, it was like you weren't even looking at me. And he said, no, I was seeing the little girl over there and thinking she had a better butt than you did and comparing it.
How old was the little kid?
She had to have been like
5 years old.
This is sick, disgusting. Like even Russ's other ex-girlfriend, like years ago, came out publicly on YouTube talking about Russ's sick thoughts about kids.
Sometimes he would tell me that he had inappropriate thoughts about kids. He started to talk about some of these thoughts involving my son, for example.
Okay, this person, Russ McKamey, needs to be in jail for good. Get him off the streets.
Example. Is it wrong that I think about your son when I'm masturbating? Is it wrong that I think about your son's penis? Is it wrong that when I ejaculate, I say your son's name? Tell me it's okay.
I don't even know what to say to that. That is beyond messed up. And obviously Shay wants to confront him about it, but because he's a narcissist, look what happens.
I'm going to tell you all the most horrible things that come through my brain. And if you react at all, other than to tell me nothing means nothing, then I'm going to threaten to blow my brains out and say that you contaminated everything.
And then a lot of narcissists will eventually threaten their lives. Narcissists want to get a reaction out of you. So the best way to win an argument with a narcissist is don't give them that. I've done a lot of research on this, guys, because I've dealt with some crazy people in the past that have really messed me up mentally.
So he's like threatened like killing himself as well, not only you, but himself.
Oh, yeah. A lot to everybody. As far as I know, most everybody in his life, he's threatened suicide at one point.
He attempted to commit suicide in front of me to get me to stay. It's a tactic he uses to get people to stay.
You know a lot about narcissists.
They will go to the craziness to not take accountability, to make you feel powerless, and to make you have the craziest reaction, make you feel bad from anything to not take accountability. And look what he says.
Fuck this. You're going to be dead soon. You're right. I'm going to be dead soon.
I don't know Russ like that, so I don't know if he actually meant it. But from my experience, it's all a manipulation. That's what they want. They want to get back in control. And so if they're saying that, they're back in control, and then you're worried about them. They're higher up. They always got to be higher up than you. It's hard to believe that people are actually capable of this.
There was a really bad fight we had in the car one time, and he was like, if I am horrible, like all these people say, and all this stuff about me is true, then I just need to go home and shoot myself in the head. That's a lot to put on somebody. I can't say there wasn't manipulation, that's for sure. The guilt trips and the making you feel like you're responsible is constant.
See? That's exactly what happened to me, dude. You're responsible, feels constant, the guilt trips, like everything. These narcissists are the craziest con artists. That's why when you're dealing with a narcissist relationship, it's hard to get out because they're so good at conning you to make you feel bad for them, or like you ended up doing something wrong. You're apologizing for something you don't need to be apologizing for. Like I'm freaking heated because I've dealt with this and it's horrible. I'm better than that. I deserve so much better. And then hopefully you find your person that actually respects you, doesn't hurt you, and treats you like you should be treated.
It's abuse to put your sick thoughts onto other people. And he does that repetitively to friends or girlfriends, anyone who he gets close to. He tells them these thoughts and makes them tell him it's okay. And that's some sort of weird control and very abusive.
And then I just wanted to ask Shay, like, how's she doing?
Her family members got in touch with Chris, I believe, and we helped them help get her out of the state. So she's out of the state. She's safe.
Was she in the hospital for a while, or what happened with that?
She was in the hospital for a few days.
So she's safe with her family now, so that's good.
I'm doing surprisingly well. I think it's helping being around like my brother and everybody. You know, when I was there, I wasn't really allowed to have friends.
You weren't allowed to have friends when you were dating him?
No.
But like, that doesn't make sense though. Why?
My friends back home, he didn't like any of them. There was always a reason he disapproved.
He has to be in control of everything. Like, he doesn't want anyone that could like make her second guess the relationship with Russ.
Did he make you cut ties with like anyone of like your family?
He didn't really want me involved with any of my family. To him, like, me interacting with my brother was like recontaminating myself. You know, I didn't go anywhere the entire time I was with him without him. Like, we were never separated, hardly ever. When we would go out and I would meet people, he just didn't like it. But also, I like to dress a certain way, and he gets really insecure about me being out and around other humans because of the way I dress.
I think a healthy relationship is all about trust. If you're in a relationship and you can't dress the way you want to dress, then you're not going to be yourself. How is that healthy? It's not healthy. Let me be me. That's why you like me. You fell in love with me. So it's a little hypocritical that Shay isn't allowed to wear what she wants to wear, but Russ is totally okay with what I'm wearing.
So we were going over the videos and stuff, and it was to the stripper part.
Arresting you for being too sexy. Woo! Yeah, Daddy Russ.
You were doing your little dance.
This game,
Commercial.
you're not ready for it. Yeah.
And he was like, no, it doesn't mean anything, right? And I was looking at his crotch and thinking like, wow, good for him. And like thinking it was attractive. It doesn't mean anything, right? After I watched the footage again, I was like, yeah, he's filming you like the whole time.
When we did that strip a bit, I was like, man, this is going to backfire on us. Like, he's actually going to enjoy it. And I know this video is supposed to be serious and stuff, but I just felt like the world needed to know that. But let's go back to Russ's case and see what Brandon thinks about what's going to happen to Russ moving forward.
I'm assuming that there's enough evidence of a district attorney or a prosecutor to pursue those charges based off the evidence that they have.
No woman or man, nobody deserves what she went through.
And so many people don't seem to understand that what she's going through is extremely common.
I always think like people have a heart, but like you don't have like a soul if you're like a narcissist. Like, you're just a con artist. It's only for their benefit. They don't care about anyone but themselves. And it really is extremely common.
We did nothing but care and support that girl. And I mean, we wanted her out and safe. We got her out and safe.
Do you think he's going to go to jail for a long time?
It would be a long time.
I wish he would spend the rest of his days in jail so that he can't hurt anyone else.
I'm hoping he goes away for at least 8 years. I wish it was more. I'm thinking that's going to be the jail term if he does jail.
If you have 2 counts of second-degree attempted murder and 1 count of he has to do jail time for that.
I think so too.
Just think it might be good for him, like a good wake-up call.
I don't think he's ever going to wake up. I think he's going to go to jail. He's going to be like, the hater sent me here. I think he's too messed up in the head. I think he's going to constantly be like, the haters put me here. It's all the haters. My haunted house was so awesome that they wanted to put me in jail is what he's going to think.
Does that mean he's not helpable?
That's what I've concluded, yeah. I mean, I think he's going to die before he wakes up, I think.
Ben and I thought we were done with like the McKamey Manor stuff. I think this is like my last McKamey Manor video. I'm pretty much just done with Russ. Just want him to go to jail and there's no more victims. But you guys have been reporting on everything. If we're not posting YouTube videos and people are searching McKamey Manor, I want people to go to your guys' YouTube channel.
Horror road trip. Check out their page. Their page is sick, dude. Yeah, I watched a few of their videos. Those are actually pretty interesting. Like, they kind of talk about like the behind the scenes of like the fall of McKamey Manor and stuff.
All their social media is in the link in the description. But let's just hope this court date goes well, meaning Russ gets the punishment that he deserves. Also, if you guys are going through anything that Shay went through, or abusive relationship or domestic violence, I'm putting the domestic violence hotline number in the link in the description. Also, I found out in certain locations, you can actually text 911. And I really hope no one's going through any of this, but I want to do my best to help. And we'll see you guys on the next video. I mean, we got to figure it out because we have a lot of stuff that we can't post. Like, you guys are like, you guys don't post. You guys don't post. You don't understand how much work we put in.
We were supposed to post. Like, the videos are ready, but legally we can't post them yet.
Let's just say we're not posting that for a very, very long time, but we still have other things in the works.
Yeah, the videos are ready. We just got to wait until the court dates are done, I guess.
But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Dude, wait.
What?
Dude, I say screw. Let's just tell the audience what we're working on, dude.
Okay.
Okay, so the next video is we infiltrated.
Okay, guys. I just love them. Oh my gosh. That was Reckless Ben and Danny Burke. They each have their own YouTube channel by those names. Check them both out. They're both great. But anyways, guys, I wanted to share that video with you. I had not seen it all the way through. And now I have, and I am really glad that he's going to have to go through trial. Russ McKamey is going to end up in jail where he belongs. He's a very sick person, and I hope he gets the help that he needs. But all right, guys, until next time, thanks for watching. Again, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, hit that button too, and comment and share. All right, guys, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.